up? Welcome back to Opposites Attract podcast. This is your girl, Sonja Ramirez, and I am sitting here next to my man,
Miguel Ramirez. What's up, babe?
What's up? What's going on?
Nothing much. We've had a great week.
Yeah, we sure did. Had a really good week. Thanks to all our amazing listeners as well.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We've had some great feedback. Number one, the first thing that I have on my list
is that I'm the winner.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
What?
You guys really let me down. For my listeners, you guys really let me down. But you know what? We can't all be right. You guys are obviously... You might have won the poll, but lost the argument.
So this is how we're going to start this?
It's all good. We'll agree to disagree.
Whatever. Anyways. No, but they were right. I mean, when, because I got some calls about, saying, hey, I'm sorry, but I had to side with your husband.
Yeah.
I fired some friends.
So, you
Teresa.
know, when you're arguing, the best way to, even if you're losing an argument, we've talked about this before, right?
Yeah, because you're always losing.
Yeah, but still. You see? Now it's a draw. As long as you say, yeah, but still, you could be losing the biggest argument and you're like, yeah, but still. And that's it. Now it's a stalemate. Yeah. Nobody wins. So that's what I have to say about that. But The first thing,
moving on,
talking about our listeners, on the last podcast, you were talking about the pictures, the artists that we have at my job that like to draw stuff.
Oh.
And thanks for listening, but we have to stop encouraging the animals because now I have more hidden drawings on my car, more dicks on my mirrors.
What?
Stuff like that. But, that's how the mechanics get down. We're just... Okay, I don't know why dicks are so funny.
That's so weird. To me, it's just so gay, like men drawing penises.
I guess you have to have one to kind of understand. It's funny.
I guess. Okay.
Anyway, go for it,
I'm so glad I don't have one.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
Me too. I'm super glad. Super glad. So, what's up, babe? What's going on?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at my notes over here.
Yeah.
And midweek, like there was, just been busy, right? Busy with business, family, all of it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to come home and just chill.
Like today.
Oh, today was great.
Today was awesome.
But I'm talking about my week.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying,
no,
like you wanted to come home and chill, like today. Like today we just hung out.
It was, absolutely great. But I came home and I was so frustrated because there's no time. Like, we had laundry to do. I had, the whole cooking and cleaning and I was starting to blow a lid. And you know how I get when I feel overwhelmed, especially with all of that,
you lose your mind.
So... And you were about to come home, so I had to kind of chill myself out and get myself focused and in the right mind, know. And that's something I had to work on because I would drive him absolutely bananas. Like,
and then I got to check you.
Whatever. No, he used to walk around like, frustrated, like on pins and needles, like because I was just like giving orders. Not only that, but.
You get to this point when
I'm like bouncing around.
When stuff is out of order, I can see it in you where you snap and I'm like, all right, I'm out. Yeah. Like I'm not being a part of this because you just start.
But you're supposed to be a part of it. What do you mean I'm not going to be a part of it? What do you mean? Be like, baby, what can I do to help you? What can I do to help you, baby? I see you're bouncing from cleaning the room to cleaning the kids' room to do.
Yeah, because I know how this can go. This could turn into a spring cleaning the entire freaking house for the whole day. And I'm not doing that.
But it's teamwork.
I'm cool with
imagine, like, if we all came together and just did it, then it would be done a lot faster.
But you do a great job.
Thank you,
I love
jerk.
you.
Anyways, no, but I only get like that when I don't have a room. Like, a room that's decent. Even if my car is not, I need something.
Yeah, like if you have shit in your car.
So now like I'm bringing this up.
Shit in your car.
Why'd you have to bring that up? I totally forgot. That wasn't even on my list. Was that on your list?
No, but I just thought about. You just said your car, and I just figured I'd mention that our little puppy. She's so cute.
She's very cute.
She's so cute. And she shit in your car. And then tracked it all over the place.
Yesterday.
I didn't see it. I haven't been in the car. I'm like, I'm not getting in there. I'm not going to smell it.
But I cleaned it. It's good. Like, it's good, but I had an air freshener. Like, I had nothing to clean it with. And my sister must be talking about me. Maybe she's here with me.
Talking smack?
She's an angel. I have many, but
yeah.
Anyways, so bringing that up, going to the store, I thought it'd be a great idea to take our puppy with us. We weren't going to be that long at the store, and
it was like really hot, and you left the windows up.
It wasn't
with her
really
locked
hot.
In there.
Shut up!
I'm just kidding.
I parked in the shade and everything, but we
open.
got in the car,
and
it was full of crap. Like, she crapped in the back seat and tracked it, and poor Audrey sat in it.
Ugh.
So I had to, and we were leaving to a birthday party. Anyways, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
What a mess.
So I'm bringing this up because I'm proud of myself. Because I didn't go bananas, and you had no idea that I was going through all that craziness. Because when you came home, I was like chilled out.
Yeah, you
were.
And
it took me so long to be able to, like be able to get in that mind frame to not just go nuts on everybody. So women, trust me, if I can do that, you can do that as well, where you're not spending all your time and energy trying to make sure that the home is perfect, because you will drive your family absolutely nuts. And I was doing that for quite some time with the kids and Miguel, and I started to realize that, life is more than that. So now my house is absolutely a disaster.
Hey, this corner looks pretty good.
I'm just kidding.
This corner looks pretty good. And well, the office is a mess right now, but we got some stuff we're working on. So we're going to rearrange our office and then hopefully set up, well, we will. We're going to get some lights and, set up like a little podcast studio, like an actual place to record with chairs and lighting and, maybe step it up a little bit. It might take a little while for us to get that all set up, but, why not? We're working on it.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. You mentioned the poll earlier. Not a bad thing. But there was a video that I saw on Facebook. I haven't told you about it because I was saving it for this. But, the video has nothing to do with the poll. But the title doesn't anyway. It had some. There's this. I think he's a monk. This guy. His name is Gar Gopal Das. I don't know if you've seen him. I'm sure you've seen some of his videos. There's a Facebook page. I think they're on Instagram called Gold Coast. Or Gold Cast, something like that. I'll post a video in the Opposites Attract group. But the video was about how he hadn't talked to his dad in 2 years. And, of course, I wanted to see what he had to say about it because I've seen his other videos and they're really good. And, that's something that I struggle with, But when I watched the video, I got something else out of it that wasn't that. So in the video, he was talking about how he was arguing with his dad. And we weren't having an argument. I mean, it was, a friendly poll or whatever. But one thing that he said in the video was saying you're sorry doesn't mean that you're wrong. It means that you value the other person more than being right. When he said that, I was like, damn, like that's pretty good,
Do you feel that I have a hard time saying I'm sorry?
I thought that about me, not you.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm talking about like this poll. Even though you're wrong, I'll say I'm sorry.
I was wrong for the action. I was wrong for the action
more than being right.
Right.
No, but like in seriousness, like that's a pretty cool way to look at things, right?
Yeah.
So I'll post that video in the Facebook group.
I would like to see that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay. So what do you have on your agenda?
So one thing that we were talking about this week is signing the kids up for their first jiu-jitsu tournament. They've been doing jiu-jitsu for quite some time now. Audrey's been doing it for probably about 2 years, maybe a little bit over 2 years. Joey's been doing it for over a year, and they haven't been in a tournament yet. They've asked to be in a tournament, but I don't know. I just haven't really seen them put the effort like they want to actually be in a tournament. Like, I don't think they understand. They've been to tournaments, but I don't think they understand, like you're competing.
Yeah, what they have to go through.
Yeah. So when they just had a kids cup, and some of the guys from our gym, they, obviously they put their kids in there. And there was one of the guys that listens to the podcast, Eric. What's up, Eric? He said that he put his kid in the tournament and he destroyed in the tournament.
Really?
But he said that when he got on the mat, like, he didn't even recognize him. He was like, it was like a switch. It was a different kid that was there.
Interesting.
So that's pretty awesome. And, I don't know, maybe that's something that our kids, maybe they can have that experience. Because I just didn't want to put them in because Audrey is so soft and loving. Like, she's
like her mommy.
She is, but I think it's good for her to know that she has that. Because I think once they get that, that's when the bullying changes. When like, I don't think she really realizes that she can do that. Like, she can stick up for herself.
Right.
When she goes to a tournament, and hopefully that's what happens, then she's going to be like, wow, I didn't, like, that wasn't me.
Right.
But when somebody's messing with her, she knows now that she has that side. And competing more in the tournaments, I think, will help her, kind of like control it and like tap into it more often so that she knows that she can turn it up if she needs to and she can't get, picked on.
Well, hopefully, because I don't see them enjoying it. Like, they're never excited to go train.
Yeah.
It's like, again, like and that's why I questioned whether that was a good idea to put them in.
Yeah.
But who knows? If it turns out to be a great thing, then I think that would be really good for them.
Yeah.
Because it will help her to boost her confidence because she is to me, I see her
She's very timid.
She's very timid.
Yeah.
She's not confident.
Like, I think, and she does know, like, she knows her stuff in jiu-jitsu.
She was choking me out the other day on the bed when I was choking you out.
Yeah. Yeah, she came to save me.
Yeah, we were all on the bed. Yeah. And she had to go save her daddy because I was about to make his ass pass out. No.
Yeah. But yeah, so, like, Audrey was talking a couple days ago about somebody bullying her. And that's something that we've talked about before. And that's like a huge topic right now all over the country about bullying. And I don't know if we have the same view or a similar view. But I've talked to you about it. Like, when I was growing up, I never really saw myself as being bullied. Mm-hmm. I think being bullied, I think people can actually be bullied. Like, there is, when somebody's bigger than you, they're stronger, and there really is nothing that you can do about it, then that is actually bullying. But I think bullying has become so popular that everything is bullying now.
Yes.
Like, oh, so-and-so called me a name. That's bullying. It's like, relax. It's not bullying. So what I tell our kids
are soft.
Joey gets a temper. Soft. Well, yeah. But what I tell our kids is whenever they say so-and-so was bullying me, I make them say, no, they are not bullying you. They may have been picking on you, but they weren't bullying you. Because that's the way I used to see it. Like, yeah, maybe I got picked on a little bit, but at a certain point, if you pick on me enough, I didn't care who it was. It was like, and I might lose. I've lost fights or whatever, like, but I'm going to do something, and then it's done.
Yeah.
But part of the jiu-jitsu, even though they don't like it, they do enjoy it from time to time, but it is more of a struggle to take them there than it isn't. But I think it's important, especially for Audrey, especially for females, with what's going on in colleges or, like the whole rape situations and all that kind of stuff. It's just the physicality. Men are bigger. And, if you're alone with a guy and he wants to do something and you don't, and he forces himself, jiu-jitsu is a great thing to know, I think, for women, especially because, he might try and do something and end up balled up in a corner, passed out, if you know some jiu-jitsu. So I think that's, that's awesome.
Yeah. And it also helps with self-discipline.
Yeah. With self-discipline.
Playing
there's a lot of things.
Even though it's individual, but it's still,
it's individual, but you're a team.
Yes.
Like you're working with your partner. And you don't want to let your partner down. I was talking to you about one of the guys that we train with that's a police officer. And, like we all try to take care of each other, like not hurt each other and stuff like that. But at the same time, like thinking about it, it's like I want to focus, not just for myself, but I want to make sure that I train well with him because he may actually need to use this stuff. And he did. One day he came in with a black eye and he was like, well, I got the beginning of this black eye I got from the class here, the jiu-jitsu class, and then I got hit again at work, and I actually had to use this stuff. So, there's stuff to think about. So it is like a team, and then when you go to the tournament, now it's not rolling against your friends. Now
right.
you're a team, like it's your school that you're representing. So
yeah.
And for everybody out there, please excuse my voice. I don't know what the heck is going on, like the allergies or whatever.
You sound hot to me, baby.
It's like a different person. Maybe that's why you like it. So, but yeah, that's it's been cool. So yeah, the kids are gonna go to the next jiu-jitsu tournament in June.
Yeah.
So we'll do a little extra training and get them ready for that.
Yeah.
So cool.
So I don't even know if I should. It was so funny. So those of you that follow me on Facebook saw that there was a picture. And that I had put up, and my husband and I
was it the cartoon?
Were texting. No, it's the one where I was at the doctor's office.
Oh yeah,
and I had such mixed. People were like, "That's a little bit," because I talked to you about it, and he's like, "You should share that," and that's not something usually that I would share, like too much. It's just too much information. But Miguel's like, hey, do it.
Go for it.
It's funny, but people knew that was out of my character. Like, they totally knew that was out of my character.
Not really, though. It is, but it's not like your public character.
Oh, I like that. Write that down. No, yeah, you're totally right. No, because I'm a whole lot of fun. And
you are.
Yeah. Yeah. And most people, they just see the more serious side.
Like the jacket side.
Yes. Yeah. The professional side of me.
Yeah. You going to show them the shorts that are underneath? Would you think you were going to get away with that? She's got the suit for the people just listening.
But
you can see it on YouTube. But you got the suit jacket with the shorts underneath.
Well, earlier, because we had gotten out of the pool and I had another shirt on, and you could see the bikini top.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, that's not going to work. I had to go look up what colors to wear, what to wear. And people were saying, wear what you feel good in. Like, so.
Or what makes you comfortable. Well, and you look good in the suits.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got the suits and the shorts make you comfortable too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Jerk. No, I'm not going to stand up. No. Anyway, so yeah, so those of you, some of you called me out about that picture. I'm like, hey, what's up with that? Now you know.
That's just messing around. It's nothing serious.
Yeah.
So, so we were working with Audrey doing some homework earlier in the week, and I was asking her about. She's working on fractions.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "What's the denominator, or what is the bottom number called?" You remember that? So I'm sitting here asking Audrey, and you yell out like I'm quizzing you. Denominator.
I'm so proud of myself.
What the hell?
I remembered that. No, you're like, okay, fourth grader.
Yeah, like chill out. I'm trying to get her to think. Oh man, that was funny.
Anyways,
but we just work together. We work together with the kids. I think you were working with Joey.
Yeah.
You were sitting at the table working with Joey, so.
Man, that boy.
It's all good.
He can drive me absolutely bananas. Yeah. He's just, he's so impatient.
Yeah.
He's so impatient and he's so hard on himself. Like, he's like this little perfectionist. You know, he just wants everything to be perfect. He wants everything to be right. And, you know, at the beginning, it's not going to be that way.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. You're going to struggle with penmanship. You're going to struggle with adding and reading and subtracting. But he gives up.
Yeah.
He gives up so quick, like he's done. And this little boy is in tears, like frustrated, clenched fist, you know?
Yeah. And you know what? One thing that I always go back to when he gets frustrated or when the kids are trying to do something hard, but especially for him, I go back to riding a bike, you know, because I think when they learn how to ride a bike, it's like such a great moment for them because it's not easy. You know, they're sitting there and they're trying and they're falling down. They got to get back up, get back on the bike, keep riding. So I think that's a great experience for them to go back to and, you know, remember, like, you didn't just get on the bike and go. You had to practice and you fell off and you got back on. You keep practicing and then now you can ride a bike.
Yeah.
You know, so the same thing goes with the math and we got to remind them all the time. The Jocko books are great for that too.
Yes.
Because the same thing in the story, you know, you got the kid that's not good at math. He's getting picked on and it's not easy, but you keep working and he gets good at it.
Yeah.
At all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think that it's important for them to hear us talking about them, you know, in a positive manner as well.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't pay attention to sometimes the things that we say. You know, we could be pretty hard on them.
But we don't say bad things. I mean, I've heard
but
people...
I'm just like, you know, like you get frustrated with them because they should know this stuff. Like you shouldn't, you know? And that's...
Yeah, but I don't think we talk. We don't call them names or talk bad about them. I've
make
heard
it sound
people.
like we...
No, I've heard people that do that, and it just drives me crazy. Like I can't stand it. But you know, another thing is, I think parents also sometimes, like nowadays, everybody's like so positive, and everybody like, oh, freaking, you're so great, and you're so good at this. It's like, no, you're not. You suck.
Yeah,
you
but
suck,
I think
but you can't just leave it at you suck.
Right.
You have to be like, you suck now.
Yes.
But if you work on it, you can get good. Just like riding the bike.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But some people I think also take it to the other extreme where they're like, oh, you're so great. Like nothing that they do is bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, relax. All right. Take it
so
easy.
I think that's where we balance each other out because I'm
always shitting on the kids
person.
and then, yeah.
You know, like there's good cop, bad cop, but we do, I think we both play different roles.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you're the good cop and I'm the bad cop. Like when it comes to them having their rooms clean and, you know, making sure that they're picking up after themselves, like I'm the bad cop when it comes to that. Yep. You know, nagging at them and anyways.
So.
Speaking of parenting.
What's up?
How many of you out there have, you know, a stepchild? I don't like calling them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's stepchildren.
It's like a negative ring to it.
Yeah.
But Miguel mentioned earlier in the podcast that he has, you know, a child with, you know, another woman.
Ex.
Yeah. And it's a long distance. You know, she's lived in Washington. I came into her life when she was 2 years old. She's now 13.
She's probably listening.
Yes. We got a call last week. She's like, oh, you guys sound so good. And I'm like,
I can't believe she's listening to this.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Your podcast. You didn't think that I was not going to listen.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself,
oh my God.
Oh, yeah, because we're just, you know, like,
yeah.
We should put on there for 18 and above.
Well, it says explicit on the podcast. Yeah. Okay. I mark it explicit. So.
Okay.
Because we'll talk about whatever on here. But but hey, thank you for listening.
Yes.
Yes.
You know,
we love you.
Yes, we love you. So we know that there are many of you that
are in a similar situation. You know,
it's tough.
It is. And you're incredible. I mean, you stuck around through some really hard times, through some really tough stuff that a lot of people would not. stick around through. And one thing that we were talking about earlier this week or a couple of days ago was one thing that we noticed is that the hard things that we've had to go through in our relationship, not like in our relationship, but just situations that we've had to deal with, have always kind of brought us closer.
Yes.
Like we kind of buckle down and just start scrapping, like get it done pretty much, and at the end of it, we're always a little bit closer, right?
Yes. I think this is actually helping us.
Yeah.
I feel it is.
Too. You know what? At the beginning,
we haven't talked about it.
The beginning of the last podcast, like we were kind of. You may not.
I
be
wanted
able
to choke you out. No, because I laugh when I'm upset. In the podcast or on YouTube or whatever, but we were not on the happiest terms when we started the podcast. No. But I felt by the end of it, like we were good. Yeah. No, because I wanted to choke you out that day.
Yeah.
But you would never be able to tell it. I wasn't trying to hide it, but that's kind of how like I deal with my upset. I mean, even when I'm training at the gym, like when I was getting trained, the guy, he's like, "You're laughing." I'm like, "I know this hurts so bad." He's like, "You're not going to help me get clients that way."
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go back because you.
Back to the co-parenting.
Yes.
With my ex. What do you have to say?
So, we've done so much to get time with her in the summer, and we alternate holidays.
Yeah.
And it's been such a challenge, And finally, we felt like everything kind of settled, right?
Yeah.
Like we were going to court for how many years?
It was just nonstop.
From 2 to 11. She was like 2 or maybe 11 years old. I think maybe is when it
was just back and
settle.
forth, and it's difficult. One thing that I've noticed, and we've talked about this before, is you could have joint custody, or you can have like a parenting plan where you have so much time with the kid. But what we've noticed is that the parent that actually has the kid is the one with all the power, because even though you have joint custody, like, if I want to see them, or if, the other parent wants to see them, and the parent that has the kid doesn't want to allow that, they could just say no. And now the parent that doesn't have the kid has to go file paperwork, spend all kinds of money to get this thing done, and just to get what you should be getting.
Right.
It's already in the order or whatever.
Right.
And I don't know. It's just a jacked up situation. Yeah. But one thing I can say is that over the last few years, things have been pretty good. At least with my ex and the relationship.
Because there hasn't been any communication.
It's not like we talk much, but But before we couldn't even talk.
Yeah, at all.
And now it's been at least more civil, which is good. Which is, man, I think whenever you have a kid with somebody else, like that's the best thing, is to try to freaking get along and work it out. The best thing for the kid.
Yes.
I mean, we have a couple friends, in the neighborhood that they have a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They may be split up and they still have a good relationship. And then the kid can have a good relationship with both of the parents, which is great.
But it takes two.
It does.
It takes two. And unfortunately, that's just not something that we've been able to achieve,
Yeah.
We do have good communication, with our daughter, with Michaela. And, we're supposed to have her 5 weeks in the summer. And, my husband receives a text message. And this is very sticky. This is very sticky. So
Yeah. It's a tough situation. But one thing that I was talking to you about earlier, and we talked about it on one of the previous podcasts, is talking about people. Like, that's just something that I don't like, gossiping and things like that. But when it comes to having a kid with, when the parents are split up, I feel like that is one of the worst things that you can do, is talk to the kid bad about the other parent. I mean, that's their parent.
Never.
And that's one thing that no matter what happens in our, with whatever's going on in court or whatever is happening, with the situation, I have never brought anything up because like that's still her parent. Right. I'm not going to talk bad. That's just something that, I kind of see it as like that's between the parents, between the adults, the kid. If she said, the only thing that I would say is good things about the other parent. Like, hey, I'm sure that your mom loves you. Your mom does the best she can for you or whatever. But, to talk bad about the other parent to the kid, I think is a huge mistake that, you hear people make.
So let's, I don't know if you want to, what are some things that you can, and you are dropping some nuggets here and there, but I know there's a lot of people out there going through what we're going through. And what I can say as the other person is that I've always, even though they did not get along, I tried to come in and I was doing all the communication, talking to her, emails and all that other good stuff.
You were like the mediator.
Yeah, pretty much. And that worked well for a moment until
it didn't.
We'll leave it at that.
But things are good now. Things are pretty good. I mean, we had a little bit of a situation, but we're working it out. Everything is fine. And I think one thing that we've also talked about is that kids will eventually figure out the truth. No matter, you can tell them whatever you want. And this doesn't have to do with, parents that are split up. This is for parents that are together. But you can tell your kid anything that you want to tell them. You can lie to them all you want and tell them, this and that, but eventually it may take them a while. It may take them, till they're 13, 15, 20, 30 years old. But eventually they figure out the truth. Yeah. If you tell your kid that you are the most important thing in the world to me, I mean, there is nothing that I put higher than you, but you go and do other things like your efforts and what you do doesn't reflect what you say. You might remember that they said that, but then when you look back on it, you're like, I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
They eventually figure it out.
Do you want to share your experience or no?
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like we're doing a lot of rambling right now.
Yeah.
Kind of, but I feel that this is a very important topic because I know people are going through this.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say as being the step parent is love conquers all.
Yeah.
It really does. Like love conquers all. And there were times where I would get really upset, and regardless, I always tried to be the bigger and better person, even when it came to dealing with her, you know, and with Michaela, I mean, we've made mistakes and we made, some mistakes. But for the most part, like we've always stuck together. We talked about things, how we can do better, what we can do. And sometimes there's nothing that really you can do. Your hands are tied.
Like I said, when you don't have the kids, sometimes you're just powerless.
But I feel that like Miguel's such an amazing dad. You're such a great dad. And people that follow you on Facebook know that. Even my friends, like I get compliments about you all the time, and I just wish that hopefully she gets the time to really get to know who you are. Yeah.
And it'll all work out in the end. But one thing that I did notice, from my experience, when there was a point where I wasn't as focused, but like I said, then I realized that they will figure this out. They will know the truth eventually. So what I wanted to leave my kids with was effort. Like, Dad worked a lot. Dad worked hard, but he still took us to the park. Yes. And I may not feel like going to the park. I may not feel like packing stuff up and going fishing. I'm like, fuck, man. I just got done with this shit. Now I got to go. But I'm like, when I feel that way, I kind of feel like doing the opposite. Like, fuck it. I need to get up, get dressed, pack up the car. Let's go to the park. Let's have a good time.
Yes.
Because that's what they'll remember. And that's what I want them to do when they get older. It's effort. And I can't tell them that everything that I do is for our family, and then I fucking sit down and start playing video games all night and just neglect the kids. I can't do that. You got to show it. So that's something that I try to do.
Yeah.
Yep. and they grow up fast. You know, the kids grow up fast. I think I noticed this. This came to me looking at our puppy, at Jane. Yeah. You know, like she was growing so fast. Mm-hmm. And we've talked about this before. But with our little ones, with Joey and Audrey, we try to keep them young, keep them little, you know, because that period of time in their life is so short. You know, they only get to be kids for a certain amount of time. Like once they get into their 20s, they're adults now. Now they're going to be adults for the rest of their life. Right. They got to do adult shit, deal with adult problems, pay bills, all that shit. They only get to be kids for a certain amount of time. And then there's times when kids grow up way too fast. And I don't think that's a good thing. I mean, they shouldn't be sheltered or whatever, but I think they should be kids as long as possible, because once you're an adult, you're an adult. There's no going back.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I kind of noticed that with Jane, with the puppy. You know, I was like, wow, she's getting big. Now she's not going to be a puppy anymore. And then I kind of related it to the kids. It's like they should be kids as long as possible.
Right. Yeah. And that's something we do pretty well, you know, is making sure that they stay kids.
Yep.
Young-minded.
Yeah.
No scary movies for them.
No. And, so we were talking about, you know, the kids growing up and talking to Audrey about sex, which we haven't done yet.
No.
We'll let you guys, once we do it, we will let you guys know. We haven't done it yet. We're still, you know, working it out.
Are we gonna...
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier today.
Up. Yeah. He's like, are we doing something with that? What's going on?
We need to. Yeah. I mean, even if it's a slight talk, but they should feel comfortable talking to us about anything. Right? You want them to be comfortable enough to talk to you about anything, so that they're not keeping stuff from you, so that you know what they know, where they're at. Right. So we haven't done it yet, but we did get some help from a cartoon that we were watching earlier in this week. So when I was a kid growing up,
this is a cartoon you used to watch.
So I completely forgot about this. And then I was talking to one of the guys at work.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so when I was a kid, I used to watch this cartoon, Dragon Ball. Mm-hmm. And this was like way back. I mean, when I was a little kid, it hadn't even came out in the United States. I used to watch this with my cousin in Spain. And I thought it was like the best cartoon ever. But there's different versions of that show. The cartoon that we watched is not the same one that I used to watch. So if you watch the first Dragon Ball, which we did, dude, like the little boy is like naked and he's like pissing in the lake. And he's like looking up the girl's skirt in the cartoon. I'm like, hey, kids, come on, let's sit down. Let's all watch what I used to watch when I was a little kid. I wanted
to choke him out.
And then we start playing. I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, it's crazy.
I'm like, you used to watch this as a kid?
Yeah. Like, I think the kid was like, he wanted to go fishing or whatever. So he gets naked and he's got like a little tail and he sticks his tail so that the fish will get it. And then he jumps into the lake, but it shows the front of him, which I don't think he had a little dick or anything in the cartoon.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yes.
I was kind of looking at the kids like, what the fuck's going on here?
No. Yeah.
But so he jumps in the lake and then he gets out and pisses into the lake naked. Yeah. And then he runs into the girl and he starts like looking up her skirt for some reason.
Yeah. And she smacks him.
And it shows like her panties. Yeah. She smacks him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And Audrey's looking like, what is this?
Oh my God. Yeah, I was like, maybe she should just watch Dragon Ball and they'll tell her everything. But so that was a little awkward.
No bueno.
But I was talking to one of the guys at work, and he was telling me that there's another character in the cartoon that is like a huge perv. So I forgot about that. I was like, holy shit, that's right. So I don't know if that's one that or maybe they'll watch when they get a little bit older, but not right now.
They're not watching that.
So yeah, it's funny.
Jeez.
So be careful if you want to take the kids back to watch some of the old stuff that we used to watch. You'll be surprised if you haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
Yep. So what's up, babe? You got anything else on your list?
Just looking at some of my list here.
So one thing, I got invited to speak at Luke Air Force Base, which is where I was stationed. Mm-hmm. So they have a program that it's like for airmen that are getting out of the military. It's called the Transitional Assistance Program. So it's for people that are getting out of the military and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. So I'm going to be speaking to them about Boeing. I really don't know yet. But I imagine it's going to be about Boeing, about me being in the Air Force and, using what I learned in the Air Force to work at Boeing now. So, the military is something that is important to me. And I've been wanting to do this. I've talked to you about this for a while,
cool. Yeah.
right?
No, you were trying to do it on your own. Like you were trying to get in there and not getting a response from whoever you're emailing.
Yeah.
And so for this to come up, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But one of the things that I always talk to you about is when it comes to work, for anybody that's out there that has like a corporate job, I would imagine, I think like my focus has always been like, what's the next thing that I can work on? What's the next thing that I can work on? Or like when I've had like a team lead, I would see what they're able to do and what I can't do. Like, how come they could sign this off, but I can't? Oh, so how did he do that? How did he get to that point? What do I need to do to be able to do that? Even if it's like in my mentality, like I want to be more valuable and I also want to help out. Like I want to, if he doesn't have to do it all himself, maybe I can help. So I've always, since I first started, always tried to look at the next thing. But then it kind of became a habit of always working on something. And one of the programs that we have at work is like a mentorship program. And so I did it the last quarter and I signed up for it again this quarter. And then this quarter, I met somebody that was in the program and she told me, she's like, yeah, I go to Luke Air Force Base and I don't know if she's kind of like a recruiter. I don't really know her well at all. Actually, I just met her that one day. But I told her, I was like, I've been trying to get in there. And she's like, well, if you're interested, we'd love to have you come and speak to the guy. I mean, you were there. You were stationed there. You were one of them. And now you work with us. So it's a great fit.
Perfect. She probably is a recruiter. Ellie down the street, she recruits for MD.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
and that's what she does.
I think her is like talent acquisition something. Yes. But, one thing that I've noticed is that you may think that when you're trying to do that extra stuff, because when I did these things, like initially I didn't get paid more for it. It was just because that's a question that people always have. Like, so if I get this, am I going to get paid more? And in my case, a lot of times the answer was no. But it's not really true because everything always added up to maybe a different position. If I didn't do those things that didn't pay me, like they didn't pay me then, but without those, I couldn't have got another job that pays more. So it really wasn't free. I did it and I'm getting paid for it. And now, right now, this mentorship program is something that I do on my own time. It's free. The Luke Air Force Base thing is free. But I put it on my resume, and if a manager position opens up, and that helps me get that manager position, it wasn't free work that I did. I'm getting paid for it.
So, now that you brought that up, being in Legal Shield for 12 years, and, people are like, hey, are you a millionaire yet? Most people are you a millionaire yet?
That's when you ask them, are you a millionaire yet?
Right. But what I'm starting to see is that, no, I'm not a millionaire yet. But I have learned so much within that time. Yeah. And Legal Shield has opened up so much doors for me. Yeah. So many doors that all the networking that I did, all the people that were brought into my life because of Legal Shield. Yeah. When I opened up Trust Inc., it wasn't that difficult to get, my first contract with the title company, because of the network. But there was a time where, I was thinking to myself, man, I should be a millionaire by now. Yeah. Like all the time and, effort that I put in. But maybe that wasn't my purpose. Maybe, my journey's different and other doors are opening because of Legal Shield. Maybe Legal Shield was the vehicle to help me open up these additional doors that are opening up for me now. But every exposure that I did helped me to grow that network, the network that I have today.
Yeah,
So
you have a big network.
the years that I put into Legal Shield was not a waste. And that I thinking, I was thinking about it the other day, and it's exactly what everything that you do, you're sowing the seed.
Yeah.
You're sowing the seed. You're sowing the seed.
And eventually you reap.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like when I thought about it, I was just like, it does seem like it's free, but I've noticed that it's not free. You're not doing free work. Mm-hmm. You may not be getting paid at first, but it's all adding up.
Yeah. Because I feel there's many times where I go, to one-on-one, a business appointment, and I swear to you, it seems like I'm ministering. I told you this. Like the appointment ended up just turning into something different.
Like you didn't make money out of it,
right?
But you got something else out of it,
right?
Yeah.
But the person that I did the appointment with has other connections, and because we built that rapport, yeah, they were able to say, "Hey, by the way, I know somebody." Yeah. But there were times where I felt like, man, am I going to, start getting paid? Is this, am I
like,
going to start
doing?
Getting paid for this? What am I doing? Kind of deal.
Yep.
But then I saw the other doors that were opening because I wasn't so focused on the paycheck, getting paid.
Yeah.
But more focused on just being there for that person and fulfilling that purpose for that day.
Yeah. And you tell me some crazy stories about the appointments that you go on.
Yeah.
Like the things that people tell you, the way people open up to you. I've told you before, like you have something special when it comes to connecting with people. Mm-hmm. You say it comes from God. There's people that just have certain abilities that are natural to them. But you do have something special. And, like I said, it may seem like it's free sometimes, but it's not.
No.
It's not. It always turns into something else.
Right.
And you may not see it now.
No.
And, like I didn't see some of the stuff, but I just know I gotta work on the next thing.
Right. Like the whole fostering,
Exactly.
Like, we have a group home next to us. And I mean, prior to that, like whatever I was able to get into when it came to the foster industry, volunteering, career day, like all of that, to go speak, to go make a difference, just to be there. I ended up getting paid, for helping the group home next door to us, but I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah.
But that came from all the volunteer work that I was doing that actually led to that door being open.
Which is what you want to do. Like you want to get in that field or, the helping kids.
Right.
That need help. Right.
Because I think once you start getting paid for what it is that you want to do in life, like being able to live in your passion and your purpose,
that's when
and
you can
get paid for it.
That's where you really start getting the fulfillment. Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, you have to go through these other things to get to that.
You have to be willing to do things that you're uncomfortable with. Like this is just uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But speaking in front of the room, that was one of... I still don't like speaking in front of him.
Yeah.
He makes me nervous. Like super nervous.
After 11 years.
But it's stepping out of your comfort zone and trying something new. Like letting go. There's, I have people that I talk to that are so unhappy where they're at.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a relationship. Sometimes it's their job.
Nope.
But they're so scared of the unknown. But I've been at this job for 20 years. What am I going to do? Yeah.
You know what? And the last time that I did the mentoring thing, that's something. It's funny because when I do these mentoring things, I've been at my job for 7 years. And a lot of the people that are going through as a mentee to be mentored by somebody else. So last time I was a mentee and a mentor. Because in the 7 years, I've been able to move around and I've done some things. And really, I don't think it matters your position because you have to do the same things to move up anywhere, right? Mm-hmm. At least that's the way I see it. So the last time that I got a mentee, I think that guy was there for like 20 years.
Wow.
And I've been there for 7 years and I'm his mentor. And, but that was a similar thing. Like he was stuck in that job. And, I told him, I was like, so what's next? You got to work on something. Talk to your manager. Find out how you can be more of an asset. What can you do? What what class? Is there somebody here that can do something that you can't? Why can they do that? How can you do that? And I think being a mentor was also great for me, because once I started being a mentor, I couldn't just talk this shit. I can't tell him, do this stuff.
Right. If you're not willing.
I have to do it. And that's when the school started. And that's when, I really, started getting focused on all the things that I actually need to do to move up. Because it just doesn't feel right. It's not authentic.
Right.
And I don't like that.
And it's the same thing with the kids, though, leading by example.
Same thing. Yeah.
What were we listening to? Joyce Myers. I had you listen to
that podcast.
Myers, yeah. And what does she say? Like, she's like, you can't tell your kids that lying is bad, being dishonest is bad.
Yeah.
When the phone rings and you tell your child to answer the phone and tell them that I'm not here. I'm not here. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah. You tell them lying is bad, and then you tell them to lie.
Right.
Or they see you lie.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's true. You got to lead by example.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been really helpful. That's good. So Danny, one of the guys at work, was talking about his landscaper the other day, and he was telling me. So this guy's name's Miguel. Let me see if I can pull up the text, and I'll read it to you guys, and I can show it to you for the people that are watching this on YouTube. I can show it to you guys. But pretty much the dude speaks like very little English, and it's funny because he was saying that he's like he was trying to get some trees trimmed or something like that, or trees cut down.
Okay.
And he was calling companies, and I think they wanted like $1,500 or something like that. And he talked to this guy Miguel, which how convenient that my name is Miguel. Yeah. So I got like one of the most
common Mexican
names on the planet. So he talks to this guy, and he's like, "Hey, I wanted to get these trees removed, but they were telling me like $1,500, $2,000."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Listen, Danny, it's okay. It's no problem." And he's like, this dude was like so motivational. He's like the most motivational landscaper ever. He's like, anything is possible. We can do. So he sends him a text to come by his house, and this is what he replies with. Here, I'll put it up to the camera.
It's going to look backwards, baby.
You can't see it. But anyway, it says, sure. It says, sure. Week can do. Week. Exactly the way you would. Like W-E-E-K space.
Yeah.
K-E-N, like the name.
Yeah.
Do. And Thursday. Sure. We can do. Thursday. So ever since that day, Danny would come up to me because I do like the Mexican accent, or right. I'm good with the accents and the voices and all that. But so we've been kind of going back and forth, and he'll come up to me with like landscaping questions and stuff, and I get motivational with him, like in the land. It's like, okay, Danny, it's okay. We get the tree and we chop it down, and it's gone. And my wife, she pregnant. Look, she in the tree, chop it down. It's okay. And then sometimes you might get confused, talking to the landscaper, because he had a bunch of leaves, and he found them like behind his playhouse for his kids. They were all like stashed back there, and he's like, "Hey, we got to get the leaves out from." He said, "Yeah, we got the leaves. It's back in the playhouse, no problem." Mm-hmm. He's like, "No, well, we want to get the leaves out." He said, "Yes, the leaves in the playhouse. It's okay." "Yeah, no, we need to get the leaves out. It's in the playhouse. No problem. You don't look. You don't see. It's okay. No problem. Look at Danny. Anything is possible. We got to take the leaves and we put it in the playhouse. You don't see? So no problem. Okay? It's okay." So we were just we've been messing around with that like all week. Yeah. But one thing that I was thinking that would be funny for you guys that are out there listening, you guys can write in our Facebook group, or you can send us an email or send us a text, whatever. Just get it to us. But we can do like the Mexican motivational minute with the landscaper Miguel. And then, I can give you some some advice, some tips. You might end up confused because you can't understand what the hell is going on, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Good stuff. I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to be funny. You're really good with,
no problem. So no problem. We got the tree, we chop it down, and it's gone. You don't see the leaves. It's okay.
Oh, man.
It's okay. Don't worry.
Okay,
so
that'd be great. That'd be great.
But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think it's been a great week. And this morning,
can you tell? Like we're very I feel very calm right now. I think you need to piss me off more before we start the podcast.
You know what? This morning, the first song that we listened to was that I think it's called "Lazy Day" by Bruno Mars. Like that was the theme for today. Mm-hmm. When he's like, "Today I don't feel like doing anything." That's
yep. I just want to lay in my bed. Yeah.
That was the theme for today. Like I put that on first thing in the morning, and that's how we were feeling. We've been hanging out pretty much all day, and now we're doing kind of a little bit of work, right?
Yeah,
I guess.
Kind of.
But it's all good. It's fun.
Yeah. The kids absolutely, they love it. Like Joey is so much like you. Like that kid would live in his pajamas if he could. Yeah. Like seriously. He's like, wait, can I go to the store in my pajamas? Miguel allows him, of course.
Yeah,
but
throw on your flip-flops, let's go.
I guess you're only a kid once. Kid. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyways, it's been a great, great week.
Yeah, so I think we're getting down to the end of the podcast now. One thing that I did want to mention is that for those of you that don't know, my team is the Packers when it comes to football. I love the Packers.
Our team?
Our team. I converted Sonja, which is awesome. So we got an extra Packer fan, extra cheesehead. The kids, they don't really watch football too much, but there's other teams that we like, but the number one team for us is the Packers. And I listened to the Packers fan podcast. And I've been listening to them for a few years. And, they were nice enough to mention us on their podcast, which was awesome. They didn't have to do that. No. I didn't ask them to do that. They just kind of did it. But if any of you guys out there are Packer fans or you want to convert, you want to be a cheesehead, the Packers fan podcast is pretty much the best Packers podcast you can listen to. I love it. I listen to it whenever they have an episode come out, and you guys can check them out at the Packers fan podcast. And also for you guys out there, if you could do us a favor and share this podcast with the people that you know, you can copy or share the posts that we put on Facebook, on Instagram, on everything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we would greatly appreciate it. Right?
That's it. Yeah.
So this podcast is sponsored by our business, by Trust Inc. That's trustink.com. And you can explain a little bit about that.
And our website is www.trustinkusa.com. And what we do here at Trust Inc. is we provide mobile notary services to individuals, to law firms for estate planning, all that good stuff. Title companies, we do have certified signing agents as well. We are nationwide. And what makes us so different from the rest is that our notaries are coached monthly. They are subscribed to trainings. So they are the best of the best. And then we are also independent associates with Legal Shield. With Legal Shield, you can get affordable services at the palm of your hand.
Excellent. So our website is oppositesattractpod.com, and that will take you to our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page and a Facebook group, so make sure you join those so that you can interact with us. We had the poll on there. I'll make sure I post the video that we were talking about earlier on there. So on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, we're at Opposite Pod. And you can also email us at oppositepod@gmail.com. And you can find us everywhere: iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. I think I'm working on the last couple, like our iHeartRadio and Pandora. So, but eventually this will be, it's pretty much out everywhere now. And we're getting the last couple wrapped up. But thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you guys.
Have a great day.
And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.